Look at all these bright and colorful designed food trucks. There are so many varieties, not just of color and designs, but so many varieties of different foods that food trucks will sell. This project can be a lot of fun by choosing what you'd like to sell from your own food truck, maybe all the way from ice cream to tacos and anything in between. You can go ahead and begin this project and use some of these images as examples to start thinking about what you'd like to use for your inspiration on this project. You may use any kinds of colored crayons to begin to add your details and patterns to your vehicle, and also focus in on the shapes when making your truck. Can you find some circles? Can you find some squares or rectangles? Any triangles that you can see? Let's make sure to use some of these geometric shapes filled with pattern to make our food truck. Let's get started on making our patterned food truck. I went ahead and I grabbed some crayons and started thinking about our line poster. Different kinds of lines and different kinds of patterns to create really cool designs onto my food truck. So I started out with some zigzags, some circles within circles, any kind of pattern that you can think of. Now this is another choice. My crayons, I laid them out in rainbow order, starting from purple to blue to green, then to yellow, then to orange, and then to red. If you look at the color wheel, you can find these colors all in a row. I had a lot of fun creating different patterns of lines and shapes to completely fill up my food truck. Please do not leave areas open or plain. I want you to use your crayons, and I want you to put on plenty of pattern throughout the whole food truck. Feel free to repeat some patterns in your food truck if you'd like. You might just change colors. For example, on this part of my food truck, I made a really wavy, curly type line. I repeat that line throughout the whole thing, again, using rainbow color. So again, feel free to repeat the line, just please change the color for added variety and interest into your project. Let's go ahead and add a door onto our project too. I went ahead and I grabbed a black Sharpie and I created a door so you can get in and outside of the food truck. The white square rectangles can be used for windows, and I needed to make it look like a window, not just a white rectangle, by using my Sharpie and adding some diagonal lines to make it look like windows. I'm going to go ahead and glue those in place too. All right, now that I've got my windows placed onto the door, think about the big, huge window in which you are the area of where you're selling the food. So I took a piece of rectangular paper and folded it in half. I also grabbed some white circles that I could use to make as wheels. Don't just leave them as circles, please, but add on some detail with your Sharpie. You'll notice I'm outlining around the circle a couple of times, a small circle in the center with a bigger circle and a few lines to make it look like a real wheel. Pick a color that you can add into your project to give a little bit more dimension, and it makes it look like the wheel is really round. I added just a little bit of color, not a ton, just emphasizing the lines and the shapes that I created with my Sharpie. I'm adding just a little bit of color to those Sharpie lines. It doesn't have to be an orange. You pick the color you want. I'm going to take my glue stick and glue this circle onto one of the black circles that are provided. Once I've got that done, let's go ahead and glue those in place. There. Going back to my big window, the window that I'm going to be creating for emphasis of what I'm going to be selling in my food truck. I went ahead and I grabbed a black rectangle to emphasize the window that's going to go inside. Placing my folded piece of paper, I'm going to place that into the glue and start designing what it is that I'm going to sell. This is where the creativity starts. You might start thinking about what kinds of pictures that you saw at the beginning of the video that give you some ideas of what kinds of food truck you would like. Maybe you're selling waffle cones. Maybe you're selling ice cream cones. Or possibly in your food truck, you might be selling hot dogs. Corn dogs. Can you think of what you'd like your truck to sell? While you're thinking about that, go ahead and draw something inside your window to emphasize what it is that you're selling. How are you going to convey what it is that you're selling? So I'm going to go ahead and draw a figure into my project, a person that's selling some ice cream. I decided I wanted my food truck to have ice cream on it. So you'll notice I'm going to sketch lightly a person inside, and then right beside her, I'm going to go ahead and put a bowl of ice cream. I went ahead and I sped this up a little bit so that you can see what it is that I'm drawing in a quick amount of time. Also, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more crayons and add some color into this project as well to make it interesting and beautiful and bright for the people that are going to come to take a look at what it is that I'm selling. Go ahead and have some added fun with this project. Again, don't feel like it has to look like mine. Just start thinking how I'm going to represent what it is that I'm selling. I'm selling ice cream, so I thought I'm going to draw a big, huge ice cream cone. And since I like twist cones, I want to color it using some of those twist cone flavors. So my twist cone has got chocolate on one side, and I left some white for vanilla on the opposite side. Now that I've got it drawn, I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, glue that down to a contrasting colored piece of paper that I could use as a billboard or as a huge sign to put on the top of my truck. I'll place that, glue it in place, and there you have it. Take a look at my really cool food truck selling ice cream. I can't wait to see all of ours together as a class. Thanks for watching and happy art making!